What if I told you that one of the world's most beloved birds goes through a dramatic, almost alien-like transformation every single year? And it happens right before our eyes, yet almost no one notices. Imagine you're standing on a rugged sea cliff in Iceland. The air is cold, the wind is sharp, and below you, the North Atlantic crashes against dark volcanic rock. And there, perched on the edge, is an Atlantic puffin, the clown of the sea with its bright orange beak, white face, and almost comically sad eyes. It looks like a permanent, cheerful little statue. But that's an illusion. Because in a few months, this puffin will undergo a change so strange, so visually shocking, that if you didn't know it was normal, you might think it was sick or even dying. Its vibrant, colorful beak will start to crack, peel, and fall off in pieces. And what's left underneath isn't some pale, shriveled thing. It's a smaller, duller, but fully functional beak. This isn't an injury, it's not a disease. It's one of the most fascinating and little understood rituals in the bird world. Puffins don't just lose their beaks, they shed them, like a snake shedding its skin. And until recently, scientists weren't entirely sure why. But the answer reveals something profound about how nature balances beauty and survival. To understand why puffins shed their beaks, you first have to understand what that beak means, not to us, but to them. For most of the year, the puffin's beak is its billboard. It's how it finds a mate, defends its burrow, and communicates in crowded colonies. Those bright colors aren't just for show. They're a signal of health, vitality, and readiness to breed. During the spring and summer, when puffins gather in the thousands on coastal cliffs, that beak is everything. It's their passport to partnership. But when breeding season ends, something shifts. The days grow shorter. The puffin chicks, called pufflings, have fledged and left the nest. The colonies empty out, and the adult puffins, exhausted from months of non-stop fishing and chick rearing, head out to sea. They'll spend the winter alone, bobbing on the waves far from land. And it's during this lonely oceanic phase that the magic happens. The beak, once so vital, becomes a liability, so the puffin sheds it. Now let's break down exactly how this works, and more importantly, why. The puffin's beak isn't one solid structure. It's made of layers. The outer layer, the part we see in all those colorful photos, is actually made of thin, keratinous plates. Think of it like a hard, colorful shell that overlays the actual bony beak underneath. And when the time is right, that shell begins to loosen. Small cracks appear, pieces flake off. Over several weeks, the entire colorful outer covering detaches, falling away in fragments. Underneath is a darker, grayer, much less impressive beak. It's still fully functional, the puffin can still eat and preen, but it's lost its brilliance. At first glance, this seems like a downgrade, but in reality, it's an upgrade, because that bright beak, while beautiful, is high maintenance. Keeping it vibrant requires energy that, during the harsh winter months, is better spent on survival. By shedding the colorful plates, the puffin is essentially decluttering. It's reducing drag while diving. It's minimizing energy expenditure. It's entering a kind of low-power mode. But there's another, even more compelling reason. That colorful beak isn't just heavy, it's conspicuous. During breeding season, being seen is the goal. But during winter, when puffins are alone on the open ocean, blending in is the goal. A bright orange beak stands out against gray waves. A dark, muted beak does not. By shedding their beaks, puffins are essentially switching off their look at me signals and turning on their leave me alone camouflage. And this isn't just a theory. Researchers studying puffin behavior have noticed that beak shedding coincides almost perfectly with the end of the breeding season and the start of the pelagic winter phase. It's a physiological response to an ecological calendar. But the most fascinating part? The puffin doesn't stay dull forever. As winter turns to spring and the puffin prepares to return to land, its beak begins to transform again. New colorful plates grow back. Slowly, gradually, the brilliance returns. By the time the bird arrives back at the colony, it's once again the vibrant, charismatic character we all recognize. This cycle, colorful to dull and back again, isn't just a quirk. It's a masterclass in energy efficiency. It's nature's way of letting the puffin be two different birds at two different times. A social, showy breeder in the summer and a stealthy, efficient survivor in the winter. And this ability to change isn't unique to puffins. Other birds, like some penguins and auks, also undergo similar molts or changes in appearance. But few do it as dramatically or as visibly as the puffin. So the next time you see a picture of a puffin with that iconic, almost too colorful beak, remember, that beak is temporary. It's a costume, a uniform, a seasonal accessory. And when its purpose is served, the puffin lets it go, without sentiment, without hesitation. Because in the wild, adaptability isn't just a trait, it's the difference between existing and thriving. What other animal transformations leave you stunned? Share your favorite natural makeover in the comments. We might just explore it in a future video.